Greetings, Rotarians. Greetings, everyone. I'm Anna of Rotary Toronto Eglinton. We're applying for a global grant to fund lower limb prosthetics in Ukraine. It's called the Ukraine 3D Printed Prosthetics Project. The lower limbs that we will be supplying include a socket as well as a lower limb kit. The need in Ukraine is great. The war continues, and it's also the most mined country in the world. It is said that there are over 2 million landmines in Ukraine, and it will take decades to demine. As well, there are about 50,000 amputees. What's exciting about this project is that we will be equipping a state-of-the-art prosthetics and rehabilitation lab in Western Ukraine. However, the U of T, Sunnybrook Hospital, and NIA Technologies, a software company in Toronto, produce this product as well. They have already done 2 installations, which we will be replicating. The plaster cast method, although it will continue to be used, isn't as fast as 3D printing. And since there are so many needing to be served, the 3D printing just fits the bill. As well, it's very good for children, of whom there are many amputees, and more of them will be served as they grow and have to interchange their prosthetics, as well if people gain weight and so on. The point is, it's really inexpensive, relatively speaking, and takes little time. Today, we are going to meet Dr. Peter Derkach, who will be part of the installation team. He was recently in Ukraine, in Ternopil, a city in the west, where he met an exceptional team of doctors introduced through our Ron Denham, who many of you know. These doctors will be overseeing the project. They are also Rotarians, and to tell us all about it, here is Dr. Peter Derkach.
Thank you, Anna. It's a privilege to be able to share my presentation with you today. I have made 5 trips, all medical missions to Ukraine. This began my journey in terms of treating amputees and in the area of prosthetics. Having been a chief of staff at West Park Healthcare Center for a number of years, we do have a department that treats amputees, and we have our own prosthetics department. So in that vein, we organized a working committee group, which included myself, Dr. Amanda Mayo, who is a rehab specialist at Sunnybrook Health Science Center, her prosthetics department, Dr. Stephen Dilkus, who is a physiatrist rehab specialist at West Park Healthcare Center, our prosthetics department, and also Jerry Evans, who has played a major role in all of our trips and our project. Jerry is also of Ukrainian heritage. He is the president and CEO of NIA Technologies. I will say a little bit more about that later. He's an electrical engineer by background. He's been involved in numerous business and corporate ventures as well. Dr. Miroslava Romak is a psychiatrist who has been to Ukraine on a number of occasions as well. We used Miroslava as a consultant. She had already had a number of established contacts that we were able to benefit from. The lower part that you see here, unbroken, is a committee of the hospital. A little bit more about Unbroken. So this is the vision of the mayor of Lviv. So you can see that this slide reveals that there are a number of different areas that require a lot of attention, a lot of resources, a lot of training. And here, whether it's general surgery, whether it's the psychological impact, PSD is problematic everywhere. Every civilian, every citizen, every child, every person is traumatized by the war. The ongoing sirens, the impact of the Shahed drones, the rockets, is devastating. So there's a great need for psychological rehabilitation and treatment. If you have broken bones, you need orthopedics, you need treatment, you need physical rehabilitation. Burns has been a huge area that they have needed to upgrade their treatment facilities. And of course, amputees. There are, they quote, up to 50,000 amputees now in Ukraine because of the war. These would include many upper limb and many lower limb amputations. These come from, of course, the wartime rockets and drones, and it's devastating in terms of limb loss. As an example, so these are some of the um, civilians that were injured. Some of them are soldiers as well, and some of these are the treating physiotherapy teams. And you can see the unbroken emblem in the back there. Getting back to Jerry Evans, Jerry is, as I mentioned, the president and the CEO of NIA Technologies. NIA Technologies is a corporation that Jerry's been associated with for about 8 years. It's a Canadian nonprofit organization. And what it does is it develops and implements digital technologies to enhance the efficiency and also lower the cost of prosthetics and orthotics. Jerry has been in many places throughout the world. He's been in Sri Lanka. He's been in different countries in Africa. And of course, now, because of what's been happening in Ukraine, where there are so many mines. Now, previously, the most mined countries in the world were Iraq and Afghanistan. And unfortunately, Ukraine now has the distinction of being the most mined country in the world. And so, because there is such a great need to provide services for amputees, NIA has shared, promoted their technology and their services to try to help the amputees in Ukraine, both civilian and military. So their main product is called 3D printability, which is a digital hardware and software prosthetics and orthotics device fabrication tool chains. It's a protocol. And in that protocol, they use NIA Fit, which is a software program, which, as I show you, uh, scans, uh, incorporates into a laptop computer. There are changes that can be made, rectification as they call it, to the actual the model itself, which that information is then transmitted to a 3D printer, which prints out the shell, the socket. At any rate, it's very intuitive, it's very user-friendly, and it has huge advantages over the traditional way, which would take 3 days to create a prosthesis, very labor-intensive, very resource-intensive. And so this is a dramatic improvement. 3D is the way of the future. This is not a new concept for us. 3D printers are used for many, many different aspects of life now in terms of creating models. So in that way, the first slide there on the left shows you that we scan a stump, a limb. That information is then sent to a laptop. A model is created, changes are made. That creates a model that is then transmitted to a 3D printer. This information has a huge advantage because it can be stored in the cloud, shared anywhere around the world. So typically, these prosthetists and physiatrists that would be using this software in Ukraine would be consulting with Jerry or anybody else here in Toronto and have these images shared immediately. Also, these images can also be used to create prostheses the old way if it was necessary at that time. You can see here in this picture that we have a soldier who was wounded. He lost his lower limb, right lower limb, and he that stump is being scanned. That finished scan product, then that information is sent to a laptop. And as you can see in the screen at the bottom, that there's a model that's being created. That model can be modified, rectified as needed according to the specialty design and the necessary changes that are being made by the shape of the stump itself. I'd like to show you the actual 3D printers themselves. These are more introductory 3D printers. So it would take a lot more experience, a lot more skill to learn how to use 3D printers, where in the future, then we could provide higher end 3D printers. So this is a good example. As you can see here over on the left, this is a finished product with all the different modifications that were made, and you can see what's attached to it. And here's an example of somebody who's beginning to walk. One of the biggest advantages of this system is that within 24 hours, you can create a stump, you can create a prosthesis like this, you can have somebody begin to use it very quickly. And this is extremely important. It's extremely important because it gives them independence. It gives them their function back. They're able to stand, they're able to walk and not be restricted to a wheelchair. And this also has not only physical consequences and benefits, but psychological. So psychologically speaking, they will feel more normal. They will feel like they will be more independent. And it's a dramatic improvement and a definite benefit to them psychologically. So again, there are multiple benefits to using 3D printing, using NIA technologies, using NIA 3D printability and NIA Fit software program. And as you can see, it reduces the labor, it reduces the fabrication costs dramatically. The measurements are more precise. They're able to be manipulated in a much more efficient manner, and you can repeat this because it's stored in a computer. The impact on patients, as I mentioned before, is dramatic. It's huge. It's physical. It's psychological. They rapidly can get back to their life. And dealing with these kind of soldiers and civilians, by the way, um, it's infectious. It's uplifting. It certainly exposes the more positive, constructive aspects of life, and that even though tragedy and trauma are going on every day to a huge degree, uh, they are still not unbroken. So this is our team here. As you can see, Jerry's the second to the left there. I'm the fourth. Of course, I'm the youngest looking one. And we have Nazar is the prosthetist on the right, and our two young sculptors who were very fast learners and who were incredible at being very creative at creating other devices as well. So thank you very much. I really appreciate your time and your attention. And I appreciate the fact that you are interested and would like to help our cause, the cause of Ukraine and the cause of these individuals who will carry the scars of their injuries for the rest of their life, but they will be able to live much better and have a better quality of life and continue to help rebuild Ukraine.
Peter, and thank you all for joining us. Please join us again in supporting this project, which will restore lives and livelihoods and offers hope to the innocent victims of this genocide. You may go to our website for more information, www.rotarytorontoeglinton.com, or email us at rotaryukraineproject@gmail.com. Thank you.